Hey guys, I'm Antre'chelle, the electric personality. Are you hungry? Well, good, because it's time to eat. And today, we're eating with Sis.
Hey everybody, my name is Kitara Marie. I'm a proud graduate of the Prairie View A&M University, class of 2015. I also serve as the first Black female director under the CW network in a top 7 market. I think going against the grain in general is all about, number one, discipline of the mind. And I think it's also about learning to trust yourself even when others don't trust you with your own vision and purpose in life. And only then will you be able to walk your path. I feel like going against the grain every day is really about waking up and realizing that you have to be unapologetic in your journey. And the only way that you can be unapologetic is by trusting yourself.
All right, girl, we are ready to get in this session. Good old talking, good old eating.
All right.
Kiara took it done. Hey, all up in here for you. You ready, girl?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, let's take our first bite.
All right.
Is this a brioche bun? This looks like a brioche bun. Good old barbecue.
This is a brisket sandwich?
A brisket sandwich.
Well, hold on, baby. Let me hook this up real quick and put the pickles
Put
up
the pickles on there.
Yeah.
What's that good stuff? This looks nice and sweet. Ooh, this is the good kind that fall apart. Go ahead and take that bite. That's it? That's it right there? Oh, you got to get the pepper with it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. How that taste to you?
Oh, do we have napkins? My bad. We ain't doing the sandwich, but I'm gonna do the fork now.
You ain't got to. You ain't got to. This want this real authenticity. Thank you, sir. Today we talking about going against the grain.
Okay.
That's going against the grind, going against the hustle, going against what everybody thinks we're supposed to have. Now you have an unconventional journey. How you got to where you are. Share a little bit of that with us.
Okay. I always knew that I wanted to work in production ever since I was a little girl. Like, I would fantasize about it. I would write about it, dream about it, meditate about it in the bathtub, because I used to take a lot of baths. And I feel like that was always like my favorite time to, I guess you could say, like, manifest. But when I was a child, when I was 3 years old, I was diagnosed with vitiligo, which of course you see. At that time, I had a lot of it. Now it's actually starting to spread, and my vitiligo actually moves around. So when I was younger, I had it all on my forehead, all around my eyes. I mean, literally all down, like my arm, my legs, like just everywhere. I have it everywhere. I even have it on my palms, under my feet, all that type of stuff. Growing up in Galveston, Galveston is a very small place. It's a very small place. We all lived down the street from each other. The way that people operated mentally was very ignorant sometimes. So when I was growing up, I had to watch my grandmother, like fight with people in the stores and stuff like that, because people didn't want their children around me because they thought that I was contagious. They didn't want their children to catch what I had. Adults didn't like to touch me, like different things like that. I mean, I've had my hair chopped off at the playground. I done been jumped, like all that type of stuff.
So when did you begin to fight?
So I learned to fight from my older sister. I'm the middle child.
Okay.
My sister was, the fighter, but she started off real nice until, once you start getting picked on and stuff, it's like, oh, we about to start fighting back. She got tired of people picking on me. One day she took me in the backyard, because we lived in the projects with the clotheslines, with the wooden pins.
Yeah, you put the pins up there.
Yes.
Both the shirts there.
Yes. She took me into the back and she said, "You gonna fight me?" And she did it repeatedly. It's kind of like how it is like in Africa, where they make people fight. And that's what my sister did with me. So that's actually how I learned how to fight. So, and my sister is a big girl. And I mean, not just like tall, like she, yeah. So, you know, imagine having to fight her all the time when you didn't feel like fighting, and you like, God damn, I gotta fight this bitch today. Shit, okay.
Right. You gonna learn today. Let's go. Well, let's talk about how that translates. So you found your will to fight, and you started fighting, and you've been fighting ever since. So how did that translate from your everyday growing up as a little girl, facing adversity, finding your own, finding your berries, and now we're moving into getting started to get into your career and the new fight begins?
Oh God, yeah. That's like a completely different fight. There is this idea that, number one, women are not savvy in terms of technology.
Okay.
But then there's also this thing of, well, you're also a Black woman, so do you even really know the terminology to begin with? And what a lot of people fail to realize is that, you know, I've been doing tech since I was a child. You know, I would pick up my grandmother's camera and just go around and start recording or taking pictures or writing or whatever the case is. When I was at Prairie View, I wrote a 20 to 30 page thesis paper about colorism from my viewpoint of how I saw color, being a person who had two different skin tones.
Right.
And, you know, a lot of people think, like, in their minds, oh, this is color. You know, people can be mixed, but it's like, but what happens when you have two different skin tones on the outside that don't blend like at all? And I ended up getting my master's in digital media production, which was solely heavy on not only just equipment, but technology that surrounds how to get the message out. I think, of course, you know, naturally, when you're going into a male-dominated industry, especially a white male-dominated industry, there's going to be some sort of like pushback, like, do I really deserve to be in this room? Once I actually started to get into the rooms with, you know, other people in production, I've always been the only Black girl in the room. I have always been the only Black girl in the room. From when I started at Channel 2, John Bullock was actually my mentor. And I would go to school at night, drive all the way back to Katy, go in, cut for the morning shows, then leave, go do work, whatever I had to do, then go back to the station at night, cut the 4, 5, and 6 show. And I was still out of all the interns who were there, I was still the only Black girl who was like serious about it. I think once I got to my career, I learned that, you know, the mental battles that you face are far greater than any physical battle that you can ever be in. And, you know, before you and I went on, you know, we were talking about mindset. And I think a lot of people kind of have it in their minds that discipline is all about physical action, when in reality, discipline is really about the mind. And once you discipline your mind, then your body, your spirit should be following. And that's how we make moves, and that's how we make action.
Do you ever get like angry? Like,
yes, I do. I get angry because I think I have definitely faced a lot of unfair situations. Just not even just in the workspace, but also outside of the workspace. I mean, if I could just like sit here and tell you some of the things that I've gone through, being sabotaged out of jobs because when you're too good at what you do, I can't really afford to lose you, even if that means that this is good for you, even if that means you're walking in your purpose. That's not comfortable for me.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So let's talk about this. Now that you've gotten this mental fight down, now we've done the physical part. How do we avoid being the angry Black woman? How do we avoid getting our message across because we're so passionate, or because we do take a stand on ourselves? How do we avoid getting that label?
I think I've just come to accept that how you feel has nothing to do with me. how you feel really is none of my business. Because nobody calls the white person an angry white man or an angry white woman when they're being passive aggressive, or when they're throwing out racial slurs, or they're labeling us as the token black girl or the token black guy in the room of a whole bunch of white people, or you know, the token Asian person or the token Hispanic, you know, whatever, whoever it is. Why don't they have those labels? I don't understand. So for me, I guess I just started to, honestly, I don't even really think about it. I honestly just think about it as however you feel is your business. It really has nothing to do with me. So if you see me as an angry black woman because I'm setting boundaries with you and I'm telling you what I am and will not do, whose problem is that? It really has nothing to do with me, because at the end of the day, we have work to do, and I'm here to give you a service and you're here to pay me, or vice versa, or however it's supposed to be. Emotions was never a part of the exchange. Paying attention to it really does nothing but get me off my course, and I have laser focus.
Come on. Girl, you can preach.
Bitch, don't nobody got time to be sitting up here worried about that shit.
Right.
Bitch, pay me my money.
Come on. This deserves a toast.
Shit.
Toast to you, Katera. Go ahead, holding it down, going against the grain, keeping your head up. Now let's toast to someone who's watching who can totally relate to what you're saying.
My advice to anyone who is in their journey, the biggest thing that you can do, and I remember telling my mentor this a couple of years back, your only job in this life is to trust yourself. And sometimes trusting yourself means that you need to move in discretion. And when God gives you a vision for your life, you need to understand that it's not always someone else's business. It's not always someone else's business for the way that you move, how you feel, the boundaries that you set for yourself. If you decide to do certain things, because at the end of the day, the only person who's going to be living your bigger picture, or the big picture, or the purpose for that lifestyle, whatever it is that you're thinking or trying to manifest in your mind, is you. It has nothing to do with anybody else.
Well, all right, Katera, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for watching Eating with Sis. I'm your host, Antre'chelle, the Electric Personality.
This came out real good here.
Watch Eating with Sis every Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Central, exclusively on my website, Antre'chelle.com.